So, guys, welcome. Welcome to our amazing Slimming World group. My name is Ursula, and I just want to thank you so much for coming along tonight, for making that genius decision to come to group. You might be excited, nervous, anxious, all those things rolled into one, but absolutely. I'm so proud of you because you've decided it's time to change. You made that genius decision to come along to group. And as it says here, something wonderful is about to happen. And the books inside here are the books I'd love to introduce you to tonight. Guys, you can't change the past, but you absolutely can change the future. And I'd love to invite you to discover your freedom at your Slimming World group. As it says here, your future starts right here, right now. And something amazing is about to happen because you are going to be surrounded by a family of slimmers who understand you, want to support you, motivate you, help you to achieve your dreams. You're going to be looked after by me, a consultant trained by a company with over 50 years experience in food, activity, and the psychology of slimming. And together we are called The Group. And group is where the magic happens, guys. Maybe you thought you were just going on a diet, but no, there's so much more to Slimming World. I'm going to be telling you all about food optimizing, our incredible eating plan, which is designed and fine-tuned for people like you and me who love our food, using food that is unlimited. I'm going to also talk to you about body magic, a way of becoming active and fit for life, again, which has been designed and fine-tuned for people maybe like me who are a little bit afraid of lycra, as well as people who are actually already fallen in love with the magic of moving a little more often. And all of this will be learned in image therapy. In group, we'll laugh together, we'll learn together, we will make plans together, we'll tackle tricky situations together. We'll do all of that in image therapy. And image stands for individual motivation and group experience. You'll get what you need from group. Sometimes you need tips and hints. Other times you'll just need a jolly good cheer and a pat on the back. And there could be weeks where actually you need more. You need help and support to create and to commit to a plan of change to get things back on track. And they might be the weeks where you maybe need a tool from me, or you need a really great question from me to get you thinking about your relationship with food, your relationship with food-filled situations, all of this. But I want to reassure you that you'll absolutely feel the warmth of no humiliation whatsoever at all. Be reassured that your weight will always be confidential. And I'd like to acknowledge that change can be tough, guys, but we will be there to help and support you in group. In group, we're going to get food optimizing, body magic, all of this brought together in image therapy. Those together are what we call your sweet spot. Right there, that's your recipe for success. We call it our formula for your success. And if you take one away, well, it just won't happen. But be reassured, you're going to get all of this in a group. So it says here to rewrite your inner script, and I'm going to show you a way of food optimizing and losing weight more easily than you ever thought possible. But actually just learning how to food optimize, well, it won't necessarily be enough. What? Isn't food optimizing the answer? Well, ultimately, yes. But let me just read this to you. For the majority of us, losing weight for the long term goes deeper than trying to change the way we shop, cook and eat. We must also change the way we think and feel about food, about exercise and about ourselves. It isn't just a case of finding willpower. It takes a complete, deep set shift in mindset, attitude and self-perception. And the great news is we want to go on this journey with you. We're going to go with you guys to make sure that you do all the thinking you need to do. As a team, we will support you. And if alongside that, any of this sounds a bit familiar to you, oh, I don't like vegetables, oh, I'm not the exercising type, oh, start strong and then it falls apart, oh, can't possibly cope without me wine and me chocolate and me crisps. Does that sound familiar? Well, we're going to help you rewrite that script. Be the change. Because, guys, change has to come. And again, we will take that journey with you. We'd be delighted to do so. And it starts right now. Because right now you're beginning your fab first week. Now, research tells us that members who have a fab first week go on to be more successful than members who don't. So what does a fab first week look like? Well, this is about you making those changes, the way you shop, the way you cook, the way you eat, really giving it your all. Food optimize 100% and you will lose weight, guys. Imagine next week coming in, losing 5, 6, 7, 10 pounds. Imagine picking up your very first half stone award next week or the week after. On top of that, imagine making these changes and using the 6 weeks of journal pages inside this book to think, to learn, to change and to be successful. Imagine losing a stone or more in your first 6 weeks. Would you love a bit of that? Well, I'm going to ask you to use this book. I'm going to ask you to have a fab first week, because it could be 7 days that change the rest of your life. And I know you're thinking, well, come on, show me what I'm going to eat. Well, before we go there, just one last thing. Because here on page 10, you've got 10 essential steps for terrific results. I'd love you to read them all, but I really just want to highlight this first one, which asks you to get your books out, get to know your books, and in particular, get a pen or a highlighter and underline the foods you love, because there will be loads of them. Should we take a look at that book then, guys? I'll put this to one side and here we go. Let's start to taste the freedom with food optimizing. Oh my goodness me, I have got so much good news for you. Not only will you never have to weigh and measure everything or go hungry or cook separate meals for the family or saying, well, I can't go out. You'll never have to do that because you will be food optimizing. And that sounds different to a diet. Well, it is. Come and discover the difference with us. Unlimited food. Oh, how can you do all of this and still lose weight? What a great question. Well, it's because absolutely at the heart of success at Slimming World is our amazing free food. Let me tell you a bit more about free food, because free food, that name, it is a badge of honor. Unlimited food, honestly, unlimited food that will fill you up. It will keep you satisfied. It will slim you down and you will be set free, because by making very simple but liberating changes, you will have set yourself free, finding a new way to eat and be slim for life. So Slimming World Free Food really is the answer to all of your weight loss dreams for good. We're getting there, I promise. Just another page. Because here, these symbols are for you to keep your eye on throughout the book for health and for weight loss benefits. And one of the ones you'll absolutely want to watch out for is speed. These are free foods which are epic for powering up your weight loss. So look out for them. And you know what? Get them on your plate. We recommend at least a third at meal times. Protein-rich free foods have got a P symbol, and these are scientifically proven to fill you up and keep you feeling fuller for longer. Fibre is with the F symbol, and I think we all know what fibre does, ladies. And calcium is where you see the C symbol, where you need it or where you'd like to have it. So let's get to these 3 steps to guaranteed success. Step 1, yep, it's that amazing, hunger busting, blow your mind, free food, and it is unlimited. unlimited. Step 2 is to choose healthy extras. 2 healthy extra A choices and 1 healthy extra B choice, carefully weighed and measured. And step 3, 5 to 15 carefully counted and controlled sins. Fill up with free food, weigh and measure your healthy extras, and limit those sins. And you will see your weight dropping off you in chunks. And you're going to be surprised by some of the stuff you can eat. Let's have a look. Let's make free food work for you. And taking a look at this list here, well, you're not going to find anything that's high in fat, high in sugar, high in alcohol. So don't be looking in the free food pages for gin and tonic and chocolate biscuits, ladies. But look at what you can have. Well, meat and poultry. And when you're choosing meat and poultry, you might be thinking, well, this is amazing. Where's the catch? There isn't a catch. We quite simply ask you to cook it without adding any fat. And where you see fat, get rid of it. If you don't want it on your hips, don't put it past your lips. So that means that you'll be removing the fat and the skin off your chicken. You'll be taking the rind and the little taily bit off your bacon, or you'll be buying medallions and still cutting the fat off those. When you buy mince, you'd be buying mince that says 5% or fat or less on the pack, because if you weren't doing those simple things, you just wouldn't be choosing a free food. So watch out for these weight-wise tips all the way through your book, because these will guide you to ensure that all of your free food choices are in fact free. Likewise, when it comes to fish and seafood, cook without adding fat. And your weight-wise tips remind you that if you're buying it in tins, it would need to be in brine or spring water. What else we got? Eggs, not the chocolate sort, the chicken sort. And again, cook without adding fat. You knew I was going to say that. And what about these dairy products? Plain and fat-free. And if they're not plain and fat-free, your weight-wise box guides you to find out the SIM values. Incredibly plant-based proteins, and this could blow your mind. Rice and pasta and grains as free food, and I love pasta. Oh, I love pasta. And health-wise, guys, brown is best, but white is all right, so enjoy. Now, not so surprising maybe are your vegetables, and just look at all those speed symbols there. It's really easy to see that these are epic for powering up your weight loss. And here on page 18, you can see that we recommend at least a third of a plate of speed-free foods, where you see that S symbol, to really, really power up your weight loss. Again, cook them without adding fat. You knew I was going to say that. And when it comes to beans, peas and lentils, you can see they're packed with fibre and protein, but there are no S symbols there. In other words, you're going to need to really carefully refer to your book. You will need to read to succeed. And here's your fruit. Again, loads, but not all of it are speed-free foods. So again, please check your weight loss is worth it, guys. And your fruit will only be free when it's fresh or frozen. Your weight-wise tips remind you that if it's juiced or pureed or smoothed it, muck about with it, and you will need to spend some sins. So where are we at? Okay, so here we've got herbs, spices, drinks, free foods that we call store cupboard staples. And you're going to use this to bring to life all of those fabulous free food creations, whether you're cooking a curry or it's a spag bol or a big breakfast or a Sunday roast with the family. You're going to be able to make all of that using free food, which, as I say, is unlimited. Changes to the way you shop, cook and eat are essential. So what you will find is if you shop differently, you will be able to cook differently, which means you will eat differently. So we've given you a free food shopping list here. You'll be putting really normal things in your basket like baked beans and potatoes and vegetables. And actually, once you've got them at home, it means you can make these simple yet essential swaps. Things like choosing Diet Coke instead of regular Coke, using tuna in spring water as opposed to in oil, using sweetener as opposed to sugar. Such easy swaps, but essential for your weight loss success. So yeah, start filling your basket, girls, full of free food. And if you're shopping at Iceland, you'll be able to pick up some of our amazing Slimming World meals. Every single one of them is free, and they'll be brilliant in the freezer for the times when you have neither the time, the energy, or the inclination, or maybe the expertise in your early days to cook. Easy peasy. So, I don't know about you, I'm feeling full up. All of that free food, no weighing, no measuring, no counting, no hunger, no work, no worries. Make free food your focus, ladies. Step 1. So we come to step 2. These are your healthy extras. You can choose 2 from the healthy extra A choices and 1 from the healthy extra B choice. On the A choices, you'll find calcium-rich foods such as milk and cheese, and these absolutely have to be so carefully weighed and measured. If you can't do that, you will need to choose from the grab-and-go boxes where everything is pre-portioned for you. Likewise with your B choices, you'll need to weigh and measure these carefully. And here you'll find high fibre choices such as bread, cereals, crisp breads. And when I say bread and cereals, you won't find Cocoa Pops, you won't find baguettes. It absolutely needs to be by the book, guys. So again, please do read to succeed. So where are we at? Step 1, unlimited free food. Step 2, weighed and measured healthy extras. Have you still got room? And if you have, then we come to the sins. Here we are on page 36, and you can see very easily that it will be for the majorities 5 to 15 sins a day. If your allowance is different, I will let you know later on. And it's going to be really important to get some great habits in place straight away when it comes to your sins. And you can see here that it guides us to think about the day ahead, where you'll be using your free foods and where you might be using sins. Agree with yourself a daily maximum. Some days 5, some days the full 15. But the really key skill here is to find free food alternatives to old high sin favourites or habits wherever you can. If you can switch to a free food, do it. Because then for the things that you just can't live without, you'll be able to use those within your sins, looking up and highlighting your sin values, weighing and measuring as you go, and on top of that, getting to know what we call your triggers. These are high sin foods that actually you find really difficult to resist once you get going and almost send you spiraling out of control. We will talk about this in group. It's worth getting to know your triggers and understanding that these may well be sin choices that you decide to ditch, maybe for good. Let me show you some of those sin choices. So here I am in the back of the book here on page 59. And starting on page 56, you've got the average of over 74,000 sin values. On top of that, our experts in group, they know their stuff, and they would be the first people to say you really need to carefully check what you're having. So for example, I might want to spend my sins on a drink. And here we can see wine. So this would be important where we need to weigh and measure. We've got 175 mils, that's a medium glass of wine, 8.5. I can't remember the last time I had a medium glass of wine. It's more likely to be a large glass at 250 ml, 11.5 sins. So I need to carefully measure my wine. Over here, well, I used to be friends with the gingerbread man, but after I realised he was full of sugar and full of fat and he was going to cost me 9 sins, I soon ditched him. But again, it's going to be important to know, do I need to weigh it, measure it, or is it a portion that I'm looking at? Ensuring that my sins are carefully counted, 5 to 15 a day, with 15, guys, being a limit, not a target. So, there you have it. How easy is food optimizing? Step 1, fill up with free food. Step 2, weigh and measure your healthy extras. And step 3, limit your sins. Free food focus, guaranteed weight loss. And on these next few pages, you'll see that actually reading the information here, you'll really be food optimizing for a healthy future when you read about our expert approach to healthy eating. And it's not just about eating, it's about drinking as well. So I can't move on really until we've had a chat about a drink, because there are calories in alcohol and people forget a glass of wine. It's like a donut in a glass. And not only that, I don't know about you, but one glass of wine leads to another, and before I know it, I'm eating the leg off the table. Do you know where I'm coming from there? And of course, we've already looked at those sin values. I can have a large glass of wine for 11.5 sins, meaning if I keep alcohol within my sins allowance, there's no need to go teetotal. I can still lose weight beautifully. So, I mentioned earlier on about using the journal pages in your Discover Your Freedom book. And at Slimming World, we want to do everything we can to give you that really strong start. And in your packs, you've got 4 food diaries, and they look like this. For the next 4 weeks, for every single one of those weeks, I'm going to ask you to use a diary. Members who use 4 food diaries lose more weight than members who don't. So we're taking no risks here, guys. And this is how they work. First of all, detail is essential. So for example, if you're having a salad or a curry or a chili, I'd need the detail. All of the ingredients would need to be written down, because do you know what? You might be chopping an avocado into your salad. And as delicious as it is, avocados aren't free. They're actually 9 sins for 100 grams because they're full of fat. Who knew? Well, you know now. And these food diaries will continue that learning for you. On top of that, I make my promise to you that I will look at them. We'll remind you to hand them in when you come to pay each week, and I'll take them home and look at them, not to judge or to criticise, but just to help you develop and learn more and to be the best you can possibly be. Each one of those diaries will be returned to you when you come back the following week at pay. And in those early weeks, do you know what? If I'm worried, you can rely on me to get in touch. In that first week, even if I'm not worried, you can rely on me to get in touch. And if it doesn't appear, you can rely on me to get in touch. So I want to make a deal, ladies, for all 4 food diaries to give you a flying start with food optimizing. Deal? Happy days. So I'm going to flip the book over now, because I just want to mention briefly Feeling the Freedom with Body Magic. I mentioned before our incredible activity program, and it is an activity program like no other, because you decide where to start, what to do, how much to do, the pace at which you do it. And us guys here in group, we're quite simply going to be your biggest cheerleaders, cheering you on every step of the way. And actually, you might be thinking, oh, is it worth it? Well, on the next page here, feast your eyes on the benefits, the fantastic benefits of moving a little more often for mind, body, and soul. And actually, it might be that you feel like, yeah, I'm standing on the start line, or you might feel like you've already got a gold medal around your neck. No matter where you are part of the team. Part of our team, and as I say, we'll cheer you every step of the way. And you can see here 5 active habits for a fitter lifestyle. We encourage you to embrace these habits to absolutely be your best. And on top of that, I've popped some fit logs into your pack. These fit logs will help you to see where you're already at on your journey to fitness. And on top of that, they'll help you to decide where you want to go to next, even if that's just to the garden gate. So, we've looked at food optimizing. We've looked at body magic here in the group. I've spoken to you a little bit about what you can expect in group. And as I say, bringing food optimizing, body magic, image therapy together, that's the sweet spot I mentioned that we call our formula for your success. We really, really want to help you get to target. And here in group, you will develop expertise and confidence like never before. And you will lose weight all the way to target, a target weight that you will have set for yourself, because we know and understand that only you know at what weight you'll be happy. Only you know that. We would never tell you what you should weigh. So looking here at our personal achievement target guidance? Well, it might be that you're thinking, I've got no clue at all. And you might want to set an interim target, and it gives you time to think about it and make a decision. In your Discover Your Freedom book, there's a height weight chart. And actually you might think, yeah, I'll look at that and I'll decide based on guidance. Or, and this is where my money's at, it might be that you woke up this morning, you walked in this door and you knew exactly where you wanted to go. Even if in the pit of your tummy you were thinking, oh, but can I really do it? Well, I'm here to say, yeah. I'm here to shout, yeah, you can do it with us. And we will do everything we can to support you to achieve it. Later on, when you get weighed, take a deep breath, look me in the eye and tell me what it is you want. I'll look back at you, I'll be grinning because I'll be excited, and you will be on your way to that target weight. You can do it. And do you know what? One of the most important things that is going to ensure your success is being in group every single week. Every single week. Now, research tells us that missing weeks, especially early on, can be a catastrophe for your weight loss. And you will get 6 weeks that you can use for holidays, or if you're just feeling too poorly to come to group. And you would need to book those in advance. And you can see details of that in the club rules in your book here. Don't be tempted to miss a week. Don't be tempted to miss out on all this help and learning and support. Because I know if ever I was tempted to miss a week, I'd be thinking, oh, I'm going to be missing out. And on top of that, I'm going to pay a back fee when I go back next week, as everybody would be asked to do. And I'm thinking, well, if I'm going to pay anyway, I may as well go. How clever is that? Yet another way of us ensuring that we can do everything we can to encourage you to be in group week in, week out. And I know there are groups where I think, oh, on those nights, but it really would be a disaster not to come to group. So promise yourself that you're not going to let that happen. Like I say, Tuesday evenings might seem a bit of a cosy get-together, but it's so much more than that, guys. So much more. So yet another thing that we can do to help you strengthen your commitment to group is I can tell you about something called a countdown course. This is where if you buy 5 weeks, you get a week free. If you buy 10 weeks, you get 2 weeks free. Yippee! I'm not cheering because you're saving money. I'm cheering because you have committed to coming to group. With any holidays pre-booked, you are coming to group, come hell or high water, to be with your Slimming Well family, to roll with the great weeks, as well as the tricky ones. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? Countdown means commitment, and commitment means success. And that word commitment, well, it brings me nicely to me, because I mentioned about being guided by a highly trained consultant. That's me. And I am so much more. I am somebody who cares deeply about your success. I care enough to guide you and to ask those deep thinking questions when you need them, to deliver it all. Those weeks maybe where I care more about your weight loss than you do. I will be there. I care enough to pick up the phone if ever you're missing from group, especially in those early weeks. I want to make sure that you feel super comfortable to come straight back to us the following Tuesday. I am someone who works tirelessly to create a caring community where you can feel safe and comfortable every single week. I am somebody who wants to celebrate your successes with you. I'll even dry your tears if ever the time comes. I want passionately to show you how to set yourself free. I understand exactly how you feel sat here tonight, guys. And if you've heard all of that and you've just fallen in love a little bit with Slimming World, and it just happens just like that, and you're thinking, God, everybody needs to know about this. Well, you'd be right. They do. So tell them. Tell them about me. Tell them about free food. Tell them about our group, your group. And invite your loved ones along and come and let something amazing happen to them too. But just for tonight, tonight is all about you. Because you took that leap of faith, because you made that genius decision to come to group. Something wonderful is about to happen to you. You have started on your journey to Target. So thank you. Thank you for coming.